We're back with our political analysts, Dr. Stephen Voss and Trey Watson, to talk more election 2022.
Yeah, and we do want to circle back and revisit the council at large race here in Lexington. A lot of talk in this one and possibly even more candidates.
Yeah, well, you know, council at large always has 6 candidates, pick 3 of 6. And when you look, there's a lot of familiar names here. There's only one person that's never been elected to office in Fayette County, and that's Dan Wu. And when you look at the exit polling that's beginning to leak out, when you look at the national polls leading up to the election, it's clear that people are unhappy. People want some change, and I think that probably is an advantage to Dan Wu as a political outsider, somebody who hasn't been elected before, who's a name that people aren't used to seeing on the ballot. I think that's going to be advantageous for him. And then you've kind of got a free-for-all among people who've been on the council before, by and large, and so it'll be interesting to see where the rest of those people shake out, and then just how many votes can Dan Wu get? Can he get up there and surprise people and be the new vice mayor? I think that's going to be a thing to watch tonight.
Interesting. Boss, did you have any thoughts there?
Well, with Dan Wu's look, with his comic book campaign materials, he's really got an appeal that stands out, and that I think appeals. We've had more and more younger voters who often see in their choices people who don't look like them, don't feel right to them. He's kind of a lock on that vibe, as they say.
That'll be interesting. All right, I want to revisit Amendment 1. We did already discuss Amendment 2 regarding the abortion rights. This one, though, deals with the legislative powers and sort of that balance. Did you want to address that?
Yeah, and in lots of places, an amendment like Amendment 1 would not be a problem. It lets the legislature be a little more professionalized, have a little more time to deal with the more complex policies that we have in the modern age. But it's caught up right now in the struggle between a Democratic governor and a Republican supermajority. People know, give the legislature more time, you're empowering Republicans. Don't give them more, you're helping the governor. And it's caught up in that short-term partisan maneuvering.
Amendment 1 would not put us out of the mainstream. It actually bring Kentucky into the mainstream among other states. Problem is, like Dr. Voss said, it's caught up in this partisan fight. And honestly, anybody who went to vote today and looked at their ballot, it's long.
Yeah.
It's
looks like a CVS receipt.
Yeah, it's more soliloquy than an amendment. I mean, it's just long. And when amendments are long, people don't vote on them. And I think it had an uphill climb just purely because of how it was written.
Not to mention, if you're sending people to the polls saying vote no on Amendment 2, it's easier to say just vote no on both of them.
Good points. All right, we'll be right back.